Hi, I'm Beaver Buddy. Get ready for a magical children's story with a heartwarming moral about respecting others just as they are. Have you ever met a swan who laughed at the little ones? In a bright pond lived Silka the swan, proud of her shimmering silver feathers. Silka often swam alone, lifting her beak high, and she'd mock the plain ducks and simple frogs, thinking she was the finest of all. Every morning, as the sun painted the sky orange, Silka would admire her reflection, giggling at how plain the pond creatures looked. One day, she spotted a funny creature, Flint, a frog with golden spots and a tiny crown made of twigs. Silka laughed and teased him loudly. "Oh, look at you, a frog pretending to be royalty," she said. But Flint simply smiled, his golden spots twinkling in the sun's warm rays. Flint didn't mind her words. He sang cheerful songs that made the water ripple with joy. The ducks and fish clapped their fins and flippers. Silka felt puzzled. Why did they like Flint so much? She huffed and flapped her wings, determined to show everyone she was the best. That night, as the moon glowed, Silka dreamed of crowds cheering for her beauty, while Flint sat lonely in a corner of the pond. The next day, a mysterious mist covered the pond. From it emerged a new visitor, a young turtle named Timo, with a shell of rainbow hues. Timo was slow but kind. He helped the tiniest fish stuck in weeds, using his sturdy shell to clear their path. All cheered for Timo's help. Silka grew jealous. First Flint, now Timo. How could a slow turtle or a spotted frog be more admired than the most beautiful swan? In her envy, Silka decided to show off. She spread her silver wings wide and glided across the pond in a graceful, dazzling dance. But as she twirled and spun, the surprising twist came. A gust of wind stronger than any before swept across the pond suddenly. The wind knocked Silka off balance. She tumbled and splashed, her silver feathers soaked and heavy, dragging her down into the water. Flint and Timo rushed to help, while the other creatures watched with wide eyes. Silka struggled, realizing she couldn't rise alone. Flint leapt in, croaking encouragement, while Timo floated near, guiding her to a safe rock with gentle nudges of his rainbow shell. Gasping for breath, Silka stood dripping on the rock. She glanced at the two friends who had saved her, their smiles warm and kind. Ashamed, Silka lowered her head. "Why did you help me after all the times I teased you?" she asked softly, tears mixing with pond water. Flint croaked, "Because kindness is stronger than unkind words." Timo nodded. "And true beauty shines from within, Silka." Silka stared at her wet, ruffled feathers in the pond. They no longer gleamed silver, but somehow she felt lighter, freer than before. That evening, under the setting sun, Silka joined Flint and Timo in helping clean the pond's edge, clearing away twigs and pebbles. The ducks quacked happily, and even the fish wiggled in delight. Silka felt joy bubbling inside, the kind that came from being kind. As the days passed, Silka and her new friends became a team. They sang, cleaned, and played together from dawn to dusk. Silka learned to listen to the stories of others, and she found every creature had something wonderful and unique to share. The pond seemed brighter and warmer than ever, filled with laughter, music, and the gentle splash of flippers and fins. Silka's silver feathers never shone the same way again, but she didn't mind, because she'd found something more precious: friendship. The creatures no longer cheered for beauty alone. They celebrated acts of kindness, bravery, and the joy of helping one another. Silka's heart grew full as she watched Flint's songs and Timo's helpful ways bring smiles across the pond. Together, they made the pond a home where no one felt left out or small, and everyone's voice and effort truly mattered. Moral: true beauty is not in how we look, but in how we treat others with kindness, respect, and a helpful heart. See you soon with more magical adventures, wonderful places, and heartwarming tales with Beaver Buddy.